Yes, what I'm doing is on the inside of that there cover right there, I went around that with that brown Permatex in a tube. The one in the bottle and one in the tube is two totally different kinds of gasket sealer. But this that number 2, non-hardening. And what I did, I went around that thing there, and then I got right back in yonder, and I went around that hole in there. If you remember, I really don't like oil leaks, so I probably should show you something. Let's go right down there. And if you get yourself one of them big old long pairs of tweezers, and if worse comes to worse, you can put your bolt like that right there and get it up in that hole. Works really good. And do not use bolts that are too long. You will definitely this is a really bad casting on all of these type magnetos. The pot metal, whatever they used, deteriorated. Well, I hear that train out there. Let's get some train points. It's got a cast iron gear that's got the spokes in it. The pot metal most of the time will be solid. And this one right here did have that cover right there is straight, and I think it's original. Most of, and it's kind of thick. Most of them will be really thin dished cover there. But what I wanted to show you, this thing puts out AC voltage, and right here's a little LED. Well, it's a 12 volt, I think, so it don't take much to light it up. But I'll show you something you can test. I'm just showing you something. It's not necessary, even to the point where you actually can get an indication, if you test several of them, how bright the light is to the voltage output. It's just an indication. And for sure, just do not neglect, don't you say you did and didn't, always run a tap in all of them holes right there, especially these right here, even to the point where you might want to run a dial on them bolts right there if you think it ain't going to work right. And you know, there's no markings on this gear right here. The gear has nothing to do with this. When we get to the engine right there, it's really simple. After you've worked on some of them, but I'll describe this to you, and maybe it'll help you out. Okay, this is actually the magneto that come on this engine. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it back on there. It's a pretty good magneto, you know, and it come with it. I decided to make a change, and it's got this peculiar mark on it right here, right in the center. I'll describe it to you. The hash mark on the shaft on the armature is straight across, always straight across. Okay, someone has come along and put on the bushing part, they took a punch and put a little punch mark right there. Let's see, right in there, a punch mark, and then on the end of that shaft they put a punch mark, indicating, I guess, that would always be straight up, because you can turn it a half a turn and the hash marks would be back to original as good as you can tell, but you would have no indication which side was up if you just picked it up off the bench. So, but the marks that we're concerned about is this in here. Most of them don't have the R and the L on this here punched in there, but there's a hash mark on the magneto end plate here, goes crossways like that and crossways like that, and that's so many degrees crossways from dead center. And on this one right here, the rotation is this way right here, clockwise, I guess, the way you're looking at it. It's coming this way right here. Okay, you want this magneto peaks out when when them two lines yonder on that shaft and these lines out here and that and this one, yeah, it does have them straight across. When that's a straight line right yonder, that's the timing of this magneto. You want to maintain that setting at all times. Okay, now just to use this one as a good example, the dot with the punch mark that they put in that shaft is right over here. Okay, if I turn this a half a turn, the hash marks lines up again perfectly again. So, but the punch mark is on that side over yonder. So you're actually the current is coming off of one side of the windings. There's two of them in there, and I will rebuild one of these after I get moved. I just wanted to put some parts together here so I didn't lose them. And but anyway, let's just go ahead and put this on here. And once the you know I probably should take that flywheel off. I think right there I think it's be sufficient. Now normally you wouldn't take the flywheel off to change these out. You can just put it right down in there and turn it, and it'll fit right up there. No problemo. No problemo. But let's take this flywheel off so that you can see a couple of things that I might point out to you. But first, let's put our flywheel in position for timing. And what you want to do is come around and to compression. Okay, once you get to compression, then you proceed a little bit more, and right down here on this flywheel it says ignition on the outside on this, and then some of the other models is stamped in there with some stampings, and usually got a hash mark right there, and some errors and stuff on the older ones are different but the same. Then the mark right here on the flywheel, and all of them will have that. And there's a mark on the engine block in there. Okay, once it gets on compression, let me get it on compression. Okay, it's on ignition now. When the engine comes on around, this ignition sign here and that hash mark on the engine block, when it gets lined up, then the igniter should fire. But you do not have to have the igniter on there to time the magneto. The magneto in this particular case is just timed on its own, and then you do some igniter timing to get them both in sync. You do that. Okay, now but there's something I want to show you, and we come on around here, and okay, now that's pretty much well, it likes a little more. It's pretty much okay. Did y'all hear that click? That means that igniter fired, but it's about a half an inch too far forward. Right there's where it should be. Okay, I can make a slight adjustment up yonder on that to set that right later. But these two marks right here are in line. Okay, now I'm going to take the flywheel off and show you something. It's still loose. I never have set the gib key on this one. Okay. And several comments was concerning this L-magneto. And it's, if you do not know this, if you've not done it or read about it, or as now I'm telling it to you, if you're just out there on your own, it's a little it's normal 4-cycle engine stuff, the cam rotation and all of that. But on this cover plate right here, there's a chisel mark here, and up here's a chisel mark right here and right here. Also on this side plate is it's casted in there alignment mark. It's casted right there in all of them. Okay, to know that the gear inside the engine is set correctly, this mark, and that mark should be lined up. Okay, and what you do, you take your straight edge out, just one side of it, put it down there, put up here, put up here. Okay, now as you can see, I don't know, camera angle may have you blocked out or whatever, but let me look at it straight head on myself. I want to know about it. And so you'd come right there. Okay, it's dead on it. If anything, it's probably, no, it's right, it's dead on it. I ain't no try to describe it any difference. Okay, now with this, the flywheel setting, and we didn't move anything, and then we confirmed it here and here and here, then we know that the engine cam is timed to the crankshaft. You know, we don't have to proceed anymore in that area. So what you do is you bring the magneto, and that gear in yonder is rotating counterclockwise. It's going that way. Okay, and that means when you put the magneto in there, it's turning this gear, looking at it from this angle, clockwise. It's just opposite of itself, back to the crankshaft, 2 to 1. And so what you want to do is to turn this, I'm turning the gear up here, and you turn that to where okay, y'all see that? That's in alignment straight across. Okay, now I want to maintain that and bring it right over here and set it on that flat place and work it right up in there to where the gear meshes in to the cam gear. Okay, see, I moved it quite a bit, so I had to bring it back out and turn it back to where they was in alignment. I hope you can see that. Okay, I'm going to do it over this way so I don't move that. Okay, I think I got it that time. Oh no. Oh, that's what it is. It's right on that. It's right on that. Okay. I think that's where it goes. Okay, can y'all see that? I think we're right on it.